Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to start off by giving a shout out to the Church Folk Revolution, to all of the crew there who have just been a source of inspiration and encouragement to my life. I've been listening to them for the past couple of months and going through the archives of their radio broadcasts, and it is just dynamic. So the Church Folk Revolution at pimppreacher.com. Please check them out. You will be blessed. Now, I was on the website and I saw that they had a broadcast on the recent events that took place with Vanessa Long, Eddie Long's wife, of her filing for divorce and then recanting. And so I just want to say a couple of things about that. I really, really believe that we need to pray for not only Vanessa Long, but pastors' wives all over this country. I just cannot imagine the humiliation that she must be going through at this point in time. I cannot imagine the embarrassment for not only for her, but her children, and having to walk through this sort of thing and go through this this sort of scandal. It has to be very, very difficult, to say the least. And so I would say that, yeah, she needs our prayers. But I want to definitely point out that so often the pastors' wives don't say too much or make any moves until a scandal breaks out. Until something has been released in the media. And then they'll make their move and say, okay, I'm out of here. But it's almost like, if it doesn't get exposed, then I'm just going to stick around. And I say that because I believe that, I'm a married woman and I know my husband. I believe married women know their husbands. And so you just can't tell me that oftentimes these pastors' wives don't know that it's stuff going on that isn't right. And so, I just want to address the fact that, they seem to be content to stay as long as nothing gets exposed. And I just really believe that it's time for pastors' wives to stand up and be counted. And not only be counted, be accountable, not to their husbands only, but to God. Just because that is your husband doesn't mean that you co-sign the things that are wrong and against God. And I'm not saying that that's what Vanessa Long did. I'm not saying that's what any pastor's wife does. But I am saying that you know your husband. I am saying that. And so by the mere fact that most of these women know their husbands, then they more than likely have co-signed on a lot of stuff that they just know wasn't right. And so to the pastors' wives, your first priority is God. The first one to submit to is the Lord. The first one to be accountable to is the Lord. And it seems like it's kind of, in the institutional church system, it's operating in the reverse. So many of these women hold their husband in this high esteem as if he's God. Their accountability and their submission seems to be only to this man. And I say that because They know the dirt that's going on. But again, they don't make any moves until something gets exposed. And so I believe that pastors' wives are going to be held accountable for not stepping up, for not going along with right, and for siding with wrong just because it's your husband. Just because, we have a husband doesn't give us a pass to close a blind eye to things that aren't right. Just because it's, a husband and he's in a pulpit doesn't mean that we just sit idly by and watch it go down. Doesn't mean that. So again, I say, my prayers go out to Eddie Long's wife and all the pastors' wives in the country that are having to deal with this sort of thing, because this is not an isolated incident. Trust that. But they are in a tough spot. So I just pray that God will give them the strength to do what they need to do. Yeah, before scandals, before things get exposed, before, the media gets a hold to stuff. You be the one to stand up for what's right. Based on the fact that you have a God that you have to answer to, pastor's wife. So yeah, my prayers for them, because at the same time, it's a tough spot. And I really believe, until you've walked in someone's shoes, you really don't know how it is. And so, but I do believe that God will give us the strength to stand up for what is right at any given time. And I believe that we're living in a day where it's almost like the baton is being passed right now out of the hands of these wicked and evil people who are posing as servants of God. The baton is being passed. So to you pastors' wives who you don't want to be a part of that madness, you know it ain't right. Stand up, take your place. Take your place in God. Take your place in your Creator. If you know, what is going on ain't right, ask God for the strength and for the direction that you need. Because at the end of the day, we stand before God alone. Thanks for tuning in, and be blessed.